Hello student, good morning. Myself Dr. Mahendra Borse. Today I would like to discuss with one of the most important topic of physical chemistry, that is solid state chemistry. Friends, solid state is a state of matter. So first we learn about what is matter. Matter is anything around us having definite geometry, mass, or in simple language we can say we will know the atoms. It is in the reduced form, for example, copper, iron, or molecules. For example, two atoms form a chemical bond to form a molecules. For example, H2O, that is two hydrogen combined with oxygen to form a water. Water is also matter. Next example is ions, that means salt, sodium chloride, that is Na plus Cl minus ions. These are the particles. On the basis of this, we can simply define what is matter. Matter is the association of these particles like atoms, ions, molecule are called as matter. Matter generally exists in three different states: solid, liquid and gaseous state. Simple example is water as ice in solid state, as liquid in room temperature as a liquid state, and if in a higher temperature it exists as water vapor, or we can say steam. So the question arises in our mind, why matter exists in three different states? Any system and surrounding, according to the thermodynamic chemistry, any system having the two types of energy, that is potential energy and kinetic energy. If you select the system as a matter, there will be the kinetic energy of the molecules and potential energy in terms of cohesive force of attraction. So what is cohesive force of attraction? Cohesive force of attraction is the attraction between two similar type of molecule. Is called as cohesive force of attraction. And other type of attraction we can say adhesive force of attraction. So what is adhesive force of attraction? That is force of attraction between two dissimilar type of molecule. But for this matter, we consider potential energy as a cohesive force of attraction. That means the force of attraction between two similar type of molecules. These two forces are responsible to exist matter in different state, solid, liquid and gases. How? Let us see. So this cohesive force of attraction, if it is more than or greater than the kinetic energy between the molecules, or near about, kinetic energy is near about 0. If this situation is arises in matter or system, in at that situation the matter goes into the solid state. Matter exists in the solid state, right? If we consider second situation, that means cohesive force of attraction is equal to the kinetic energy of force of attraction between the molecule. That means these energies, that is cohesive force of attraction and kinetic energy forces between the molecules, are equal near about. So how it will change? If you increase the temperature, so kinetic energy of the molecule will be increases. If this situation is arises, at that situation matter goes into the liquid state. If you again increase the temperature, that means try to increase the kinetic energy of the system, and cohesive force of attraction is very less. That means kinetic energy is greater than cohesive force of attraction. In this situation, cohesive force of attraction is near about zero. If this third situation is arises, then your system or matter goes into the gaseous state. So these are the three different state arises due to the cohesive force of attraction and kinetic energy force of attraction between the molecules. In your previous academic year, you have already learned about the gaseous state and liquid state. So now we will see the solid state chemistry. That means we will interested here in solid state. So solids are of two types. That means if you say, that means according to the arrangement of molecules or particles, the solids are classified into the two types. That means crystalline solids and amorphous solid. In case of crystalline solid, we already know about what is matter. Matter is only simple association of the particle. So crystalline solid, what is crystalline solid? The particles like atoms, ions, molecule are arranged orderly or definite repeating pattern. Whatever solid you obtain is called as crystalline solid. For example, sodium chloride. So this is crystalline solid. Second class of the solid is amorphous solid. That means in this case, the particle like atoms, ions, molecule are arranged randomly, non-orderly, non-definite repeating pattern are observed in case of this solid. That means the association of molecule is randomly. So whatever solid you get is called as amorphous solid. The best example of amorphous solid is rubber. So these are the two types of solid. Here our interest is there. That means amorphous solid, there will be no more interest because there will be no repeating or definite arrangement of the atoms or molecule in a solid form. That's why we are interested to study the crystalline solid because we have get a specific type of geometry and we have interested to study the crystalline compound. So there will be no more interest to study the amorphous solids. So these are the properties of crystalline solids and amorphous solid. That is, in crystalline solid, particle arranged in definite repeating pattern. If you see the property of amorphous, there will be indefinite repeating pattern. That means there will be no more interest. So for crystalline, they have definite geometry. That means simple, cubic, hexagonal, or triclinic, monoclinic. That means it is definite or specific geometry of the crystal. But for amorphous solid, they does not have definite geometry. If you see third property, they have the sharp melting point. They does not have sharp melting point. In amorphous solid, we get the range of the temperature, melting temperature, or you can say decomposition temperature. Heat of fusion is definite. Here heat of fusion is not definite. That is melting, heat of melting is be not definite because we get the range of the temperature to fuse the compound. Physical properties of the crystalline solid are changes with change in the direction. But in case of amorphous, there will be no such changes observed or properties observed. Crystalline solid, they have flat faces, sharp edges, but amorphous solid, they does not have sharp edges and sharp faces because of that melting point is not definite. Here there will be no more interest to study the crystalline compound because there will be all are negative. They do not have definite geometry, do not have sharp melting point, do not have specific heat of fusion. So they do not have that specific property which can be helpful to or for the application base. But if you see the properties of crystalline compounds are very interesting, definite geometry, have specific physicochemical properties, sharp melting point, and have specific geometry. That's why we are interested to see the only crystalline solids. So our interest is crystalline solid. So next, the type of crystalline solids. On the basis of, or according to, on the basis of the property or geometry of the crystalline compound, the crystalline compounds are classified as three types: isomorph, polymorph, anisotropic compounds. So let us see one by one. Isomorphic crystalline solids. So iso means same, morph means geometry of the crystal. That means the compound having two or more compound having the same crystal structure or geometry. These type of compounds are classified as isomorphic compounds. For example, sodium fluoride, magnesium oxide, both are isomorph to each other. Second example is potassium sulfate and potassium selenium oxide. These both are the isomorphic to each other. In case of isomorphic compound, the atomic ratio of the elemental in compound form is the same. For example, sodium fluoride, magnesium oxide, 1:1 ratio, that is sodium to fluoride 1:1, magnesium oxide 1:1. Similarly, that is potassium sulfide, the ratio of potassium to sulfur is 2:1 and sulfur to oxygen 1:4. So similarly, potassium selenium oxide. This is for isomorphic compounds. Next is the polymorphic crystalline solids. Here polymorphic is one of the most important branch of the crystalline compounds. We simply called as a crystal engineering. So it is it's gained very importance in the pharmaceutical industries. That means poly means many, morph means morphology or geometry. That means a single compound having more than two crystal form, crystalline geometry, are called as polymorph. Poly means many, morphology means geometry. That means a single compound having more than two morphologies in crystal form is called as polymorph, or we called as a polymorphic compound. For example, carbon has two morphs, that is diamond, graphite and carbene, three morphs. So sulfur having two morphs, rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur. That means compound same, but the morphology or geometry will be two or more than two. That is, this is third example is paracetamol. That is a pharmaceutical compound. That is API, active pharma ingredient, has a three morph. That is form one, that is monoclinic, it is stable form. So and this form 2 is orthorhombic metastable form, and form third is not yet identified or characterized, that is unstable form. This form will be not more stable. So this monoclinic, this stable form will be used as a medicine, or this may be orthorhombic may be used as a medicine, because the medicine will be not stable for a long time. So that's why form 1 will be used as a active pharma ingredient. So when many pharmaceutical, this is very important, polymorphic compounds. So this crystal engineering gives the pharmaceutical industry to develop a new form of the pharma ingredient and form a patent. So generic medicine are this part of this expired patent. So whatever patent will file by pharma industry, so that will be expire after 20 years, and this basic medicine will be available or formulated by more than 2 3 4 industries, and that's why the cost of this medicine will be decreases, and we call it as this is generic medicine. But till the patent is live, so that patent owner will be decide the cost of the medicine. So that's why the other medicine have higher cost than the generic medicine. So this is one of the most important branch, that is crystal engineering or polymorphic division in pharmaceutical industry, to give intellectual property rights to gain their properties of the pharma industry in terms of the patent filing or patent act. Third crystalline compound is anisotropic crystalline solid. That means the crystalline solid having ability to change their physicochemical properties like refractive index, electrical conductance, dielectric constant when measured at different direction and appears to be different as shown in the figure. These are the crystalline compounds, types of crystalline compound. Here we will stop the lecture. In next lecture we will see the classification of crystalline solids. Thank you.